Okay, I'd like to welcome all of you to another one of our co-founder trainings. It is Monday. We do this both Monday and Thursday every week at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm glad that you're all here with me today. And I know that the most serious among our members are showing up live. So thank you for being here. Everybody say hello to everybody.
Howdy.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
hello.
Hello,
Hello,
hello
hello,
everyone.
hello.
Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello.
everyone.
Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Hello,
Hello.
All
everyone.
right,
Hello, everybody.
this is for real. This is for
Hello.
real. All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello.
So yeah, things are moving a little faster now, and I really want to speed things up. Okay, and so I am looking for the most serious members to work with, and that starts even with myself. Okay, because I'm going to challenge not just you but myself to achieve millionaire status before July 4th of this year, about 90 days from now.
Hey,
So
so you for
I'll
real?
I'll lead the charge. What's that?
Are you for real? How can you challenge yourself when you're already there?
Well, hey, it
I
can
am not
double up.
I am not cash flowing $90,000 a month in pool funding.
Oh,
That's going to change. So anyway, you hope that clears.
Shoot, just the
Hope,
name, just the name
hope,
Ace
hope
Fletcher
that
alone is a millionaire.
I well, I just want to make it clear it's about the pool funding opportunity. Okay. Because I've made millions decade ago, over 10 years ago. I became a millionaire 10 years ago. I've been up and been down. I've done it multiple times. But anyway, now I want to make it happen with full funding. So I've been investing most of my time not in me getting there as much as I've been investing it in you getting there, all of you.
Please show me the way. Show me the way, please.
And so, bottom line is that this challenge I'm putting out now is that those of you that are the most serious will come with me on the pool funding journey to create $90,000 a month in income through pool funding, and that's in USDT. That's how we get paid. We get paid in USDT.
daily pay.
That's right. Okay, so I got a lot to cover. So help me out to stay on point here. I got several points to get out, and I don't want this to be a 2-hour meeting. Okay. All right. So let's see here where I want to go. We just got done watching a video. Okay, it's our I call it the 777 video. If you're listening carefully, it actually offers a lot more than $777. In fact, if you listen carefully, we're offering people $1 million, but we're not going to give $1 million to them, but we're going to, give them a path and use the $777 as proof of concept. Okay. What do people like to see? Documentation beats conversation, right? People like to see proof, right?
Black and
Right.
white.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So when you watch that video, okay, it talks about how 777 isn't to give someone so they can pay for their groceries. It has a specific use. We're throwing it into the system. Okay. The system's going to work with it for 90 days. It should triple it. It should take the value of that 777. It should take it up to,
Twenty-three
at least at
thousand.
least at least triple that, which would be 23,000.
23.
Yeah, $2,300, right? So tripling the market just tripling, just we know that our coins are going up in value and probably much more than triple, especially at this point. But on an ongoing basis, I believe we can triple. We can triple value, over 90-day periods of time. Okay. So triple value, and that'd be more proof, right? Turning $777 into $2,300. And then we say that 2,300, if you apply it to your co-founder bonus, let's assume you get the co-founder bonus, just that part of it would be 10 times. So now we're talking about $2,300 becoming worth $23,000, just the co-founder aspect alone. But obviously, in the path of becoming a co-founder, you know, the average co-founder is going to be a millionaire. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The average co-founder will be cash flowing, you know, $90,000 a month or more, regardless if it takes them a few months to do it, a couple of months to do it, a year to do it. Okay, that's going to be an individual results may vary, right? But I'm looking to take the most serious, and even if someone joins today, like this is their first day, if they're serious, they can come on. I'm okay with that. We can include them. Okay, maybe for another week or so, I can say that. But after that, it's going to be like 90 days instead of July 4th. Okay. But July 4th is a hard date. It's a date we're celebrating, and we just want to have an additional reason to celebrate. How's that sound, guys? Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds excellent.
Okay. So
Something to look forward to.
let's see here. All right. Now, so that video covers a lot in 2 minutes, don't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
it does.
let's position ourselves in the position of someone that, you know, we're approaching them, right? We'd like them to join pool funding. Let's put ourselves in their shoes, okay, while they're taking a look at that video. Okay. So first of all, we're not asking for their money, right? So they can't use that as an objection. Am I right?
Right.
In fact, we're giving them money and we're not chalking chump change. I mean, $777 is not chump change, is it? It's not like you're offering them $150, something like that, right?
Nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah. So I mean, 777, it's not chump change. It's noteworthy, but we're not saying that, hey, here you go, you go buy some groceries and gasoline or whatever you need with it. No, we're saying, hey, we want to give this to you as a way to prove that you can do this too. And now you don't have an objection of like, you can't afford to join. Am I right?
Exactly.
No one can say they can't afford. I mean, free is free. And then if they say, well, I'm so busy, I don't have enough time. Well, if you listen to the videos talking about 2 minutes a day, how can even the busiest person on the planet say they don't have 2 minutes to spare?
Exactly.
Especially with $1 million tag on the end of that offer. Okay. Who doesn't have 2 minutes, when you consider the whole picture here, right?
Ace, where can I find that video?
It's on my channel.
Unless they are mad, like you
It's-
said, they should be mad.
It's been posted multiple times on our Telegram group too. But yeah. But you can always
Hey,
find
hey.
my videos on my YouTube, oh, 100% of the time, all the time.
Okay, because I came in late, so I missed it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's on the
That's-
YouTube channel.
yes.
It is the most recent video on there so far. And Hunter
Yeah.
Thank you, Hunter.
Hunter
It is.
just put the link in there.
Thank you, Hunter.
All right.
You're the man.
So let me continue. Okay. So the objections that we normally hear, don't have enough money, don't have enough time. Doesn't that 2-minute video like dissolve that?
Yeah.
All right.
I'd say so.
What if they say, it doesn't sound that interesting of an offer? Doesn't the fact that we're offering $1 million opportunity, doesn't that make it interesting?
Yes.
Right?
They
So-
don't want to believe.
Yeah. So a person says, okay, well, let's handle that objection. The person's, non-believers. So we don't need you to believe. We need you to learn. If you learn what we're doing, you'll see it to believe it, right? Because we're gonna be, you're gonna actually, receive and get, and this will be on your account. And so there's nothing to believe in if you're receiving it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So those critics and doubters who say, you're not taking a risk. In fact, perhaps I'm taking a bit of a risk on you. It's the other way around. And so we're going to qualify this because of that. Because maybe I don't want to work with you, Maybe I don't give you a 777. Okay. But anyway, put yourself in the shoes of the person that is looking at this offer and like what could they come up with to say no? Right? Am I right? It's like basically the only way to say no is no. I think I'm an idiot, so no. because I'm an idiot. And you can say, yep, you're right. Bye. Right. So that it's powerful, guys. So rewatch that short video over and over again to see what it says. It's very, very specific about what it says. Now, I'm going to cover in this training today the mechanics of how to do this properly, because if you don't follow the mechanics, you're going to probably take larger risks on yourself than you really need to. And I don't want you guys to take larger risks, because I want your risks to be either none or very small. Right? You with me?
Mhm.
So the mechanical side of how to implement this strategy, it's very, very important that you do it the right way. Okay? Otherwise, that's on you. It's not on me. It's on you. My job is to train you properly. That's my job, right? Okay. So I'm going to give you how to engage a prospect. Okay? It's just one line. Okay? In fact, I'm going to write it out. I'm going to put it into the chat. You just have to be really good at either writing this or saying it or both. Okay? But less is more. All you need is one line, guys. One line. Now, I know that different personalities will actually modify what I'm writing here. No problem. Okay? No problem. Okay, Hunter, would you mind reading what I wrote?
Turns out that I'm in a position now to give away money.
All right, now clean it up a little bit and say it again.
Turns out that I am in a position now to give away money.
All right, one more time with some charm.
Turns out that I am now in a position to give away money.
There you go. There you go. You're a little dyslexic on the position and now, but that's okay. It still came out the same. All right. So I mean, the way I'd say it is like this. Turns out that I'm in a position now to give away money. That's how I'd say it. Okay. And so that's where when you get to the period, that's when you shut up. It's very important that you shut up, because all you're going to do is you're looking for a reaction. Okay. And hopefully strike up some curiosity. Like, really? What are you talking about? Right? How much? What do you it should create questions. If you didn't say it right, maybe it's not, it's like you got to say it right. Okay. And again, I've always said that it's not the words that matter. It is how you feel about the words that you're saying. Okay. So feelings are very important here. Okay. So if it comes across as dead when you say it, because you have dead feelings as it's coming out, right? Then they're going to pick up on the feeling more than they're going to pick up on the words. That's a truism with every spoken word coming out of your mouth. And it even kind of goes as far as what you write as well, because your voice can be heard through what you write, but not as clearly as you're actually saying it, verbally. That's it. That is your conversation starter. Is that a hard conversation starter?
Nope.
Anybody feel uncomfortable with that conversation starter?
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay. Like I said, you can take your own personality and kind of put it in there. Okay. But you want to basically create that question in their mind where they say, okay, got my attention. What's up? Right? That's the response you're looking for. Now, the next thing you do is I'll tell you what, we're not talking about a small amount. We're talking about $777, and it actually goes up from there. Okay. So it's not a small amount. And I have a 2-minute video that you can watch. It will cover the broad strokes of how this works. Okay. And then you and I can get together and we can have a conversation about that 2-minute video, and I can go a little deeper into the detail of what we're doing here, and why we're doing it, right? So I'd rather have you watch the video before we get any other questions you might have. You watch the video, and if you're not interested in watching a video, that's okay. There's plenty of people that would be interested in what receiving some money. Okay. So are you interested in watching the video? See how
Yes,
I control the situation there, right? So in other words, I'm not just shooting out that video to the world, and I'm not blasting it on my Facebook page here. I posted the video on my Facebook wall. That works against all of us if we do it that way, right? It will saturate where people have come across the video. And look, 15 seconds after you watch something, you've already forgotten half of what it told you within 15 seconds. A day later, you can't even remember 1%. All you have is like, did it create action or not? And if it went into the no action category, then you're going to feel bad about the video. That's why blasting the video is a bad idea, right? It's much better to selectively target people, let them know that you have a great opportunity, for them to receive some money. And, through the one-liner there, turns out that I'm in a position now to give away money. So you start there, get the proper reaction, and then give them the video. That's the proper order. So a lot of you guys do a lot of like social media marketing and whatever, and you're going to find that you're going to get that video in the hands of thousands of people, and then you're going to have thousands of people that are going to be working against us in the future. You see the problem there? You understand, guys? I would like to have this tool last for a couple of months. Okay, would you guys like the tool to last for a few months?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, then use the tool properly. Okay, put that in your notes. Okay. This is not meant for blast campaigns. This is more like by invitation only, like exclusivity, right? In the club, you got to be in the club, kind of thing.
we're offering a gift.
Yeah, but it's not to the masses. It's one
Right.
at a time, right?
Right. Don't
But
forward among the swine.
It's more of an opportunity than a gift. But I don't want to spend too much time explaining
That's right.
the difference between the two.
That's right.
Because they think gift, they might be thinking, oh, I can use this to buy my groceries tomorrow. No, that's not what we're talking about. That's why the 2-minute video covers the broad strokes. And by the end of the 2-minute video, they're either going to be opportunity prone, like, yeah, this looks like great opportunity. And since coming out of somebody else's bucket, not mine, to get me started, I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. Right? Okay. So you've got them to watch the video. They say, this sounds great. I'd like to do this. And then you say, okay, this is where you put the brakes on. Okay. Put the brakes on right there. Very important. Hey, Garfield, mute yourself, please.
I got him.
Okay. Thank you, Hunter. All right. So you got to put the brakes on right there and just, okay, now listen. So everybody say the word I.
Aye.
Okay? Because we're not talking, when Ken says I, Ken means Ken, I. He's not meaning ace, I. You understand? So,
Aye.
so
Yes,
when
sir.
you guys say I, you're referring to yourself. Okay?
Yeah, I.
So I'm very selective on who I'm going to actually do this with. Okay? Okay? So again, you're going to say I am very selective on who
Very
I'm going to do
Very
this with.
selective.
And very selective.
I'm very selective.
Of who I share this with.
Well, who I'm going to do this with? It's not shared. So the sharing's done.
Oh, okay.
I've already gave them the video. And so I've shared it with them. Now I'm going to say, but maybe I won't do this with you because we got to get into some conditions here. Okay. Now, what you've done by saying that is you have flipped the role. A lot of times you guys feel like you're the salesperson, don't you? Right? Don't you
Yes,
guys
sir.
feel like the salesperson in a conversation? Right?
This is the takeaway.
This is bigger than a takeaway. It's flipping the roles. So now suddenly your prospect is now the salesperson, and you're the one that can say no. You understand?
For
They got,
instance,
they got something to lose, right?
Hey, so how about something like this for Facebook?
I wish you wouldn't try to overrun my training, Garfield. I don't like what you wrote there. Don't blast it, Betty. That's what I said. Don't blast it. You need to take one person at a time. One person at a time. Let them know you're in a position to give away money. Wait for a response. Any blasting, Garfield, will work against us. Okay? It's it doesn't just hurt you, it would hurt all of us because now you've exposed more people, and some of us have mutual friends on Facebook or whatever, and then they go, oh, I've seen that, and then now they won't even look at you or think they recognize, oh, I've already said no to that, right? In their head. You know what I'm saying? You're blowing it
Yeah.
for the rest of us.
So, so put it like that. It's blasting.
It is.
Okay.
When I send one message to one person, that's not blasting. But if I send it to more than one person, that is blasting. If I put
Okay.
a post up, I'm practically blasting it out to the world, especially if that post is on public. You know what I'm saying? Who knows where that
Got,
ends up? You know?
got you.
All right. Take good notes. Take good notes. Okay. These are important. Okay. All right. So I mean, I could reinvent the tool, but that one's so special. I don't want to have to reinvent that one suddenly next week, because it got ruined. Does that make sense? So I want something that's going to be good for a couple of months. So I'm counting on you guys to make sure that we do this the right way, so that we bring in a whole bunch of people fast, and we don't ruin it for them that are trying to get people to come in below them, right? We don't
right.
want our efforts to ruin their efforts. Okay. So there's a very important that we do this the right way. You can get the millionaire status on 4 people, guys. Never forget that. So you don't need 500 people to join you to be a millionaire. Okay. Again, everything is for a reason.
Right. For.
All right. So what you want to do is you want to put them in a position where they've got to sell you, because now you're saying, listen, I'm very selective who I'm actually going to do this with. Right. And so they're going to say, okay, what does that mean? Okay, first of all, in order for this to work, there is a 2-minute activity. Okay, you got to do it every day, but on top of that, you got to do it every day at the same time or around the same time. Okay, it's not like right on the minute, but you know, around the same time every day, you have to you have to do this activity every day. Okay, because you're kind of on a clock, and if you miss the clock, then it won't work. The activity part of our system is timing. Okay. So commitment number one that I need someone that understands that this system requires the participant to make complete an activity every day that only takes 2 minutes, a very simple activity, not complicated, not hard. Okay. And anybody can do it. Okay, but I need a commitment. So first of all, that's the first thing I want to check is if I do this with you, can I count on you doing your part every day? 2 minutes every day. Can I count on it? That's part of the system.
Yes.
And if
Yeah.
they hesitate, hem-haw, they act like a jackass, or they tell you that they're kind of a master at procrastination, so you're just talking me out of working with you here, buddy. I might have to move on to the next person. Okay. And don't be afraid to step away from someone if you get like a bad vibe. Okay. So the second thing, let's see here. technically three things. Okay. The second thing, what I'm really looking for, okay, are people that are not just, excited about getting $777, but they actually understood that this is a chance to be a co-founder and a co-founder that's earning, $1 million a year. Okay. How serious would you take this knowing that you could become a co-founder if you are serious, and those that are not serious don't end up becoming co-founders? So how serious are you? Right. And if they're not serious, okay, about becoming a co-founder, you really need to talk that through and say, why wouldn't you want to be a co-founder? Try to get in their head and try to figure out why. Don't just never assume anything. Conversations are meant to be like, you really get clear. Okay, Jeffrey, were you talking about the same thing? Go ahead, you got your hand up.
Yes, I'll wait till you taking questions. If
Yeah, because I'm not in the Q&A part, but if this is relevant to what I'm talking about right now, it's okay.
it is, but I just got nervous and I forgot what it was.
Okay, all right.
I was talking about I was a bit looking for your reverse recruiting. We people that I'm talking to, they're trying to recruit me as well,
That's good. I love it. Okay, but
and
I'm not really
we certainly
tying.
got something to battle off
I'm really
with.
not tying in the reverse recruiting into the conversation right now because
That's all.
this approach is not a reverse recruiting approach. This is a general approach that you can use 100% with everyone. Okay, so all right now.
Zaten said ya. Sonra dolaşıyor.
Okay, so 2-minute activity, seriousness about becoming, becoming a co-founder. Okay. And then say, now there's one other thing. Okay. And this is probably the most important, right? I mean, they're all three of these things are important, but this, in my mind, this is super important. You need to be in a hurry to spread the same, offer to someone else. Okay. So we're going to put you also immediately as we do this, we're going to put you in a position you can actually do the same thing, but we're all working from a bucket over here, right? It's not your pocket. Your pocket is not the bucket. Okay. The bucket's over here. So we're all kind of working from a bucket, okay, to make this happen. And it'll put you in the same position that I'm in where you can actually be in a position to give away money. Okay. Do you have any objection to going around giving away money to people from a bucket? Do you have any objection to that? Any reason why you wouldn't want to do that? Okay.
I have no objection.
No objection.
All right. All right. So good. So you feel good about giving away money. All right. Good. All right. Now what we want to do is, in order to successfully do this, we're going to go through a sign-up process. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a link. You'll sign up with me. Okay. So you register underneath me. I'm going to be the one working with you. And then, then we're going to go ahead and, do the first day. The first day is going to be 111. Okay. And we're going to do 111 every day for 7 days. Okay. But inside that 7 days, we want you to have someone below you, at least one person that you help them receive this, this money. Okay. 777. You need one person or more, right? The more, the better, right? But within that 7-day period, and it benefits you a lot if it happens on your first day than it does on your 7th day. So the sooner you actually make this happen inside that 7 days, the better for both of us, especially you. Okay. And it might be not clear why that is, but fact is, I can just tell you that you're better off the sooner it happens, right? So this is not something you put off till the end of the 7 days and then start working on it. So something that as soon as we're done setting you up, you're immediately trying to, make a few phone calls, let them know that you're in a position now to give away money, and see if you got someone that's interested in taking advantage of receiving money. Okay. Now, So there you have the process of talking, okay? And I really strongly suggest you, if you're not doing this actually in person, where you're sitting in front of a device where you're both looking at it, you do it on Zoom, right? I don't recommend email back and forth or text messaging back and forth. You're just going to miss something by doing it that way. So this is worthy of face-to-face, really face-to-face, whether it's online or in person. This is one of those things that if you do it face-to-face, you probably won't screw it up. Okay. If you try to do it, outside of face-to-face, whether it's online or not, there's a lot of gaps that you could fall into, and in misunderstandings, and and that's, you want to avoid that, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
You want to avoid that. So what I'm seeing is that, I showed you the numbers before I started the recording. We've got over 1,500 of you that are making $100 payment every day in the $100 pool, right? But the bucket you're using, right? I mean, I know we don't have 1,500 people with $100 coming out of their own pocket every day. It's a lot of it is just recycling. It's the principle of the velocity of money. So within pool funding, that principle of the velocity of money is actually happening, because the same, like, $100 bill is weaving through, the organization like this. Okay, like within a day, So we know that's happening, right? And so you're just going to continue to do that same pattern. It's going to keep on doing that. Okay, because it's working. Okay. What's not working is that some of you are giving away the farm. Okay. Some of you are giving people many months worth of our coin at $100 a day. Right. And they haven't even brought one person in. Granted, they haven't had a tool like 777 yet. Granted. So this is a turning point. We got to turn things around, because we don't want to keep giving away the farm. Maybe we started to give away the farm. Now we're gonna stop giving away the farm. We're gonna be more serious. And now we got a powerful tool. And so now it's like, look, at the end of 7 days, if you don't have one person, it stops right there. Okay. On the 8th day, it's like, okay, go get someone. You can still give them the same offer on the 8th day, the 9th day, but I'm not going to keep giving you 111 so you can send it back to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to keep doing that, right? On the 8th day and the 9th day, you failed to bring in one person within that first 7 days. See why it's important for this? Why I kind of consider it the most important? They got to get at least one person, at least one, within their first 7 days. And paying for a paid sign-up don't count, because we don't know, those orders get filled as fast as they get filled. Today, I just ramped it up. We were doing about 5 or 10 hits to our website over the last couple of weeks, just doing a lot of testing and things. And then today, I paid for them to speed that up, and now I'll be getting 50 hits to the website now every day, and I have right about 100 orders that have been unfilled. We filled a lot of orders, but we still have about 100 open orders to fill. And now we're going to have 50 prospects coming in every day. So things are going to speed up there, but we still don't know. We can't count on that. What we can count on is what you do talking to, whoever. Okay. I mean, I could go on go to the park, a public space, and I could start up YouTube, and I could, set up a live YouTube thing, or even on Facebook, live Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Do a live event, walk around and walk up to random people that I don't even know, and I could put this offer in front of them and say, hey, I'm doing a live event on YouTube, or I'm doing a live event on Facebook, and I'm looking for someone to interview. Would you be open to an interview? Right? It's pretty common. It happens all the time.
Yes,
Sure,
sir.
you can interview me and say, well, it's going to be short. It's got a question for you. We're giving away money. Okay. Would you like some? How does $777 sound to you? Would you like some? And then capture the moment on video. So great. Let me get your phone number, and we'll get back to you on you receiving the 777. Okay. Sound good? That's the end of the interview. Okay. just like that. So once you have their contact information, you can follow up with them. Okay. And I'm not saying that you guys go out there to the public space. I'm just saying I could do that. I don't know if you could do that, but I could do that. I'd have no problem doing that. But the bottom line is that if you have 7 days, you got 8 billion people. You just got to find one out of 8 billion. And if you can't do that, then why would we keep sending you $111 every day of our coin that they could later sell and make it harder for us to get the price where we want it to be? Does that make sense, guys?
Sir.
That makes sense?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So we should be, this campaign does two things. One, it makes it easier for us to build faster. And two, it stops us from, excess that, we've been giving away the farm, right? It stops us from, giving away the farm. We don't want to keep giving away the farm, right? All right. So now what you're going to find out as people start to engage you and they take advantage of the offer and what's the step one is like, okay, you get them set up with their MetaMask. They're now connected to you on our pool funding website. They are one of your official. I mean, they can see that you're their sponsor in there, and now it's time for them to make a payment. So what you do is you send them a couple of dollars, maybe like $2 of B&B. Okay, you take it out of your account and you send them that. So there's a little bit of a cost, but hey, it's not $50, right? It's only $2. A lot of you are happy to pay $50 to get a sign up, right? Well, $2 is cheaper than 50. Fair enough. So give them $2, okay? And by the way, you do this right, they're going to be sending you $1,111 every day for the rest of their life, right? So it's a good investment to give them $2. Give them $2 of B&B, and then after that, you send them $1 worth of USDT, and then have them make that payment. If you get any resistance, then whoa, wait a minute, can I trust you? What do you mean you don't want to send it back to me, right? Right. So then you send them the $10 and the same thing. Then you send them $100 and then they send it back to you, right? By clicking on that pay now button. Okay. But this is why you had the conversation with them in the first place about becoming a millionaire, right? About this is a system that works. We can prove the system works, but we're conditional on who we want to do this, because depending on how you already know this person, you got to make sure that you're comfortable with trusting them for a few minutes with $111, right? You have to be comfortable with that. That's on you if it disappears. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
This is why they have to sell you. You get it? We're turning them into the salesperson, and you're the one that has to be sold. And if you have any kind of weird feeling, then don't do it. Or just say, you know what, I'm going to test you out for a week. We're going to only do $1 a day, right? Because I just want to make sure I don't want to take a risk, past what I'm comfortable with. And as I've been talking to you, I feel like I'm gonna have to spend more time than 7 days with you. Maybe we'll take 2 weeks instead of 1 week to get you going on this. We'll do $1 a day. You know what I'm saying? And let's make sure that you do it, right? You understand, guys? You're in control. You see why I said it was so important to take notes today? Nope.
Yes.
Okay. Hope you're taking good notes. This is going to be training you're going to
Yes.
rewatch over and over again. Okay, because it's important. Hardcore training. How to, mechanics. Because look, I'm not responsible for your choices. As the founder of Pool Funding, am I responsible for what you do, or are you responsible for what you do?
We're responsible.
We're responsible.
Okay. So I just want that to be clear, that do things the way I'm training you to do things, and then that way you're not going to get burned. Okay. If you do it, I don't feel like anybody can burn me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just that thorough when I talk to people. Okay. I don't leave things up for chance. All right. Now, the next thing is you make an appointment for them to come back the same time the next day with you, or within that 8 hour window around that time. You know what I'm saying? You have a buffer, 4 hours ahead, 4 hours behind, right? You make an appointment to do it maybe on the second day. Okay. $1. Okay, now do $10. You're just doing one at a time, just to test them out, make sure. And as long as you have a really good feeling about it, maybe on the third day, you can just send them 111, right? But you don't need to send them 111 and have them sit on it for 23 hours. You can send it to them like an hour or a few minutes before they make their payment. That makes sense, guys? We don't have to have the idle money waiting there in their thing all day long, right? You could actually
Yes.
you could actually say, okay, I'm gonna be coming, I'll send the money at this time. You'll be making your payment at this time, and it's gonna happen like that.
We already do that in practice, sir.
Yeah, I know all of you guys are already doing it, but you're doing it longer than 7 days. That's the problem. Okay. All right. So So it's very important you do that, because then you can take the same $111 and use it over and over and over again with multiple people. See my point? So you could sign up a whole bunch of people just using the same 111, because as soon as they hit send, it comes right back to you. So if it's happening inside of a Zoom call, you sent them the money inside the Zoom call, the money came right back to you on the Zoom call. Your next Zoom call, you could do the same thing again. And the next Zoom call, you could do the same thing again over and over and over again. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
Yes.
And so you can build a team doing this.
Yeah.
Okay. You can do it quickly. And then it's just a matter of weaving that money, that $111, weaving it through your team. Okay. But at some point, maybe on day 3, day 4, something like that, you can say, I'm kind of holding you up because you're waiting for me. Like, you don't feel comfortable, getting a person to do this too. Maybe get them, to get that first person in, you know what I'm saying? But after they get that first person in, then you can make a case that they should go pull money out of their own pocket, 111, so they're not waiting around for your money, and they can just be self-sufficient. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's when you do that. Okay, that's when you do that. After they get their first person, and then you sit down in a Zoom call with the 3 of them, and you send money to the one, right? And then that money goes to his sponsor. Well, you're on the Zoom call with the sponsor, right? As soon as the 111 is done, the sponsor then can send it right back to you on the same Zoom call with the 3 of you. You understand? You get it? This is the mechanics.
Yes, sir.
This is the mechanics. Very important.
Yep.
And
Proof and
that way, the $111 is within your grasp. Your own $111 is within your grasp most of the time, right? And that's what you want. And build it up to 222, build it up to 333. Just build it up to something so you have something to work with, right? Because the more you have to work with, then it's just easier for you. Because at some point, here's the deal: after 7 days, you shouldn't have to, be sending them anything, right? After 7 days. And if you follow what I just said, maybe that happens after 3 or 4 days, and then you're not sending them anything after that. Why would you need to send them money, right, if they already have their own 111? You know what I'm saying? Right?
Perfect.
Well, I mean, you are sending it back to them. You are doing that, but maybe you do it instead of, at random times of the day. You just have the one time a day that you're making your payments every day, right? So yes, you're still doing that, but you make your payment, then the people that you're helping them by recycling, you're sending them 111 up until a point, and by the 8th day, it's not 111. Now it's only 100. So that means they got to come up with 11 of their own. But see, if they already have one person below them sending them 111 every day, then it's not coming out of their pocket. That other 11 it's coming out of the pocket of the person that they got. Right? Does that make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And you're empowering them with the 111.
Yeah.
It's like you've been empowered by You.
So it's like they have their own 111 as a tool to build with,
Right.
but you're
Right.
just sending back 111 for 7 days. Then after that, you'll send them $100 every day. Okay. But if they have nobody signed up in that first 7 days, then you send a 0 until they get someone signed up. Make sense? 0.
Sir.
Day 8. If they haven't got somebody already signed up and the thing's moving along, then okay. Well, I proved the system works. Look at all the coin you got stacked there. It's going to mature in 90 days and it's valuable. This works, but you failed to complete your role of getting one person signed up, within that first 7 days. So we're going to pause payments to you. I'm not going to, I'm only interested in keeping us going on any kind of a chain. It has to be you plus one or you plus one plus one plus one, on down the line, That's how it works.
Not a welfare program.
What's that?
It's not a giveaway program. It's not a giveaway. It's a tool.
Yeah. So it in one sense it is a giveaway, but in another sense it's basically demonstrating the system, right? So you got to put money in the system in order for the machinery to work, right? So we're demonstrating the system and we're proving how powerful the system is what we're doing. Okay. So the whole point to the campaign here is to prove to people we have a powerful system that elevates people. Okay. That's what we have here. But instead of asking people just to believe us, we're saying, let me prove it to you. Let me show you. Let's dig in for a week together and let me prove that this actually works. Right. I don't need to turn you into a believer. I need you to know that it works. Right. By watching it with your own eyes. See the difference?
Perfect way to learn.
Right. So learn, do process, learn, do, learn, do, learn, do. And then it's also, hands-on training, right? It's, it's very high touch, right? Human, right? And that way we know we can duplicate it again and again and again forever. All right. So this should create explosive growth, right? Because we can literally turn on 1,500 of you that are doing this anyway and say, okay, adjust what you're doing so you stop giving away the farm. And now with those same people, say, get them on board with this. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't come on board with this, then why would you keep sending them? Why would you keep giving the farm away to people that are not on board? That makes sense? Right? If they got nobody below them, you know what I'm saying? Right? If there's no one below them, why would you keep doing it? Right? But so you got to get people on board that they got to pick up the responsibility here so that this can, keep on working. So that's I really want to see that we limit to 7 days the experiment of we'll try this person on and give them some of our coin. That's what we're doing. We're giving them $777 of our coin, right? And we don't have price stability yet. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to be like overly generous right now. I hope that makes sense to all of you. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
We got to be real. Okay, we're dealing with the market here after all. Okay, so so that's it. So again, I've covered everything I wanted to say. So those are the mechanics. My door is open to those of you that come live. Now, if you don't come to my meetings live, you can still reach out to me, but I'm gonna, I know my flock. And if I don't recognize you, you might get a little bit of my time. And then there's going to be a really good reason why, you're the one that's watching this on video and never come live. And there are a couple of, ones that kind of fit into the exception to the rule, But, if you ever need someone to really offer clarity on what we're doing, especially with someone that, is powerful and like you want to get one powerful person in front of another powerful person, I'm your guy. Okay. Do that, right? Handle what you can handle. But if you ever have a situation where you think I would be able to do something that you might struggle to get done, let me do it for you. I'm happy to do it. 3-way calls. I'm the three-way call king. Okay. I mean, decades upon decades of doing three-way calls. I'm one of the most experienced three-way caller in the world. Okay,
Oh,
so I'm good at what I do.
mm.
I agree.
Those of you that come,
All the
who said that?
Brett
I,
said
I,
that.
I heard who?
Brett.
Oh, Brett. You said I agree.
100%. You are one of the best.
Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that. So, yeah, I mean, I've helped a lot of you guys, and I appreciate you pointing that out, Brett. I've been done some three ways for you.
And for
Okay,
me.
and for sharing. Yeah. Who else?
You've
All
done
of
one
us.
for me at one point. Yeah.
Me. Yeah, me too.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Anyway,
I would certainly need you as well.
very good.
Me as well.
Very good. So I'm a hands-on leader. You know, I don't live up in an ivory tower and look down on all of you, you know, and expect you to feed me, you know. No, instead I'm in the trenches right there with you,
Every call.
Man, your kitchen look like
holding your
tower.
hands. What's that?
It's unheard of.
I'm- and what I'm looking to do is I want to add another layer to the cake. Okay, I'm making a beautiful cake here. Okay. And the next layer that I'm working on is proof that pool funding turns people into millionaires. And the only way I can get that layer of the cake done by actually doing it. I need some of you to become millionaires by the 4th of July
Yes.
of this year. Okay.
Ooh.
Not just me. I can't be the only
Okay.
millionaire. Okay. I need some of you to become millionaires because that's the layer of the cake I'm working on right now. And then the whole world is going to be interested in what we have to offer because we can prove that pool funding turns people into millionaires. Does that sound good?
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
Okay.
Because
Yes.
I get a lot of scoffing at the 90,000 when they see that.
Yeah.
That can't be real.
Yeah. Well, again, you know, and even in one of our videos, it says the only thing you're going to get over is your own disbelief that this can happen for you,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
because people have shortchanged themselves or they undervalue their value, you know.
Right.
Little do they know that the milkman had a lifestyle in the 1950s that would be considered millionaire lifestyle by today's standards, you know. But they've just,
Right.
you know, people have shrunk down and they realize that what they're settling for, you know, as an existence, is way less than what the milkman was providing for his family in the 1950s. Okay,
Self-limiting the beliefs.
and yet these people are smart. You know, some of them have got PhDs. You know, I can't tell you how many PhDs I've met that don't even make six figures a year, let alone seven. Okay. Educated derelicts. So I'm telling you guys that it's a system and it's time for the system because 5 years from now, the jobs are gone. Okay. I think that we're going to see a change in the USA. I'm watching from over here. I care about the USA because I happen to be American. I'm watching from over here in the Philippines what's going on in the US, and I think there's going to be a change. I think the US is going to be huge in manufacturing. So 5 years from now, it's going to be one of the world capitals of manufacturing. Chips, robots. I mean, every little thing you can think of when it comes to any kind of thing that people buy. I think we're going to see a big shift of manufacturing into the U.S. Okay, in the next 5 years. I think that's going to happen. But here's what's going to surprise everyone. 5 years from now, it's not going to be people doing those jobs. It's going to be robots. And it's going to be
true.
it's going to be a bunch of fat cats at the top of it, the corporate fat cats that let go all the people and replace them with robots. And yeah, we got manufacturing in the USA, but it didn't create jobs for Americans.
But if you have
Right.
that daily pay,
anybody still looking for a job is doing things old school and going to find themselves in a world of hurt in the next 5 to 10 years. Anybody hanging on to the idea that they need a job, they're going to be in a world of hurt in the next 5 to 10 years because the world's
Exactly
changing.
right.
No way to
Might be
stop
quicker
it.
than that.
But what we're
Might be quicker.
doing is we're giving you guys an alternative to the universal basic income that they've been talking about for a while. Because I guarantee you that they're not going to send you $1 million a year as a universal basic income. Okay?
1,000 a month.
No, what we're doing in pool funding is a better idea, but we have to build it together. So that's why this cake that I'm building, you know what I'm saying, it's got each layer matters that I'm working on right now. Okay. So you guys, I appreciate you so much. Okay. You guys have been here with me. Many of you I have known for over a year now. Okay. And I consider so many of you not just associates, but actually you're my friends. I get to meet with my friends regularly, both one-on-one and in meetings like this. And I look forward to, as I start traveling again, coming and seeing you, my friends, and in person, that kind of thing. So this is where this is all going, guys. Okay, this is where it's all going. If you notice, I'm scaling up the operation. Okay, there's not just me. I've got now, well, I don't even know how many executive assistants I've got. I lost count. They're growing so much. I don't know how many I got, but they each get paid every week, and I take care of them. But there's the reason I'm doing that is that's a clue to the rest of you. That's a clue because I'm not here to do what I'm doing with you guys for the rest of my life. What I'm doing with you guys is special.
Right.
Because my normal operation, you could call it my MO, modus operandi, okay? My normal behavior is to be very secluded and unavailable. And like, I don't carry a phone, right? And I keep to myself and I travel a lot. Okay. That's me normal. Okay. And when you become a millionaire, you get to choose your own normal. How about that? So
Yes, sir.
the bottom line is, guys, is that I'm setting up a system so that I don't have to be part of the system. Then I can come in and be the vision leader, to the bigger meetings and the things like that. But if you get to know me now and get to be one of my friends now, that could go on for years, maybe our lifetime. Depends on both of us, don't it?
Yes, sir.
So, and I'm looking, I need human connection just like the next person, but I've already told you I'm an introvert. I like time to myself and I love traveling. But when I travel, I prefer to do that with people. I don't want to just be in a plane by myself, you know what I'm saying? So I prefer going places with people. So this is where it's all going. So I'm looking for the serious to come with me, millionaire status by July 4th of this year. And you gotta envision it. It can be done. Let me show you again how. Okay. Share my screen. Okay. Right here. Okay. So if you had 10 people down here that they're all paying $111 every day, right? Out of their own pocket. Okay. So these people are all older than 7 days. Maybe they got people below them, by the way. Maybe this isn't the full chart. But these 10 people here are feeding this guy $111 every day, and he's not sending anything back to him, right? He's keeping it all, right? Which means that he has more than enough to pay 1,111, so he could pay it. That means everybody above him could pay it, right? And that's what you guys figured out in the $100 pool, that you could all do it. That's why there's 1,500 of you doing it, right? Even though only maybe 10 of you can afford it. Why is 1,500 people doing something that only 10 people can afford? Because the system works. Okay. And once you have a blossom, then this is you. You don't have to send back any money to this leg ever again. You don't have to. It's paying for itself, right? That leg's done, right? Then you work on your other legs here, right? You got 3 more legs in this example. You just need 4 of these legs to blossom, right? You don't need every person on the team to blossom. You just need somewhere in that leg, somewhere it blossoms. Okay. Like right here, there could be a blossom right here. So 1, 2, 3, and then this guy blossoms out, right? Maybe 4, he's going to blossom all by himself, right? And once you have 4 blossoms, you're a millionaire. Okay.
So that's the push up, about the angel member coming in as an angel member. You know, you help
Yeah,
you help
but
your upline.
it's either a team builder or an angel. The team builders are
Yeah.
even, great because they built
Right.
they built something, right?
Right.
But yeah, I will be talking to people that have money and say, look, I got an offer for you that you could buy your way into a co-founder position for 55,000 and it's going to be worth millions of
Mhm.
dollars in our currency. And people will give me the money. They'll do it. They'll do the whole year thing and they won't bring anybody in. But some people, they'll just buy their way into co-founder because they'll just make their payments. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Does that
Right.
make sense, guys?
They can.
So yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that 10x is a big deal, right? It's a big deal. The co-founder bonus. So you got to get a lot of clarity on what we're doing here, and don't be afraid. Okay. Now I want to wrap up on this one last point. You got to pick sides, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you're on the wrong side, you're not. There's no way you're going to make it to millionaire status by July 4th of this year. Okay. So let's talk about the sides. Okay, you're either on this side or you're on that side. Okay, which side are you on? So how do we know what is which side? Okay, over here we got fear, and over here we got love. Okay, if the way that you make your life go is based on fear, you're going to struggle to become a millionaire by July 4th. Okay, you're going to get in the way. You're going to screw it up. Okay, but if your life is built on love, okay, if you're built on love, and that's what motivates you, your decision making happens because of love, okay, you do things for the love of it, right? Then you'll have no problem becoming a millionaire by July 4th. It'll be easy for you. Easy. Yeah. And I still think there can be people that'll join pool funding and within their first month, they'll become a millionaire. So 90 days ain't a big deal. Okay. But we gotta get that layer of the cake done. We need to now say we need the feathers in our cap that say we've already created millionaires and now you can be the next one. You know what I'm saying? We need that.
Yes, sir.
So that's where we're at. So examine your own beliefs. Examine the way that you make decisions. Examine, your own thoughts. Examine your own heart. And if you see fear, 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 and there's no light in there, no love, then you got something bigger to work on anyway, okay, than becoming a millionaire, okay? Because you need to realize that the world is a mirror. So whatever you personally go through in your world, it's just a reflection of what's going on the inside of you, okay? And if you're fear-based, you're gonna have a lot of ugly things in your path. Okay. If you're fear-based, you're the one creating it. Okay. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's to show you what's going on inside of you. Okay. And only you can change that. And you have the power. When you know what you are, everybody has the power. Everybody has the power to do this. To switch that, to switch from fear to love. Okay. You can do that. But it's very important that when you approach an opportunity, that if you come up with evidence that shows that you're fear-based, it'll be very clear, right? Like especially the eyes like mine, I can pick up on it instantly. Okay, that you're coming from a position of fear. You got to change positions to love. That will speed everything up for you, right? And so this opportunity to give people, money, right? That now you're in a position to give money, away, should be exciting because now, out of the love that's in your heart, you can finally just start give without, you just give. And there's no resistance.
That's pretty cool.
You
That's
know,
pretty cool.
no resistance because you're just recycling. You're taking advantage of the velocity of money. It's a principle. Okay. So tap into that, and anything that looks like love to you, get closer to it. Okay. I mean, the more you're drawn to love, the better off you'll be. Your whole life will change for the better. Okay. All of it. And so that kind of narrows the field down a little bit. So we went from here. Now some of you are not really qualified because your heart's in the wrong place. Okay. I can't fix that. The only person that can fix that is you. You have to do it for you, right? And it starts with believing in yourself. And I'll give you one good reason to believe in yourself. Can you learn? If you can say yes to that question, yes, I can learn, then
Yes,
you
sir.
can learn to flip the switch from fear to love. Okay? So as long as you say, yes, you can learn, then you should believe in yourself. That's the only reason you need to believe in yourself. All the reasons why you chose not to believe in yourself, because you don't like this little pimple you got right there, or maybe it's on your ass, whatever. Or you don't like the color of the car you're driving, you know what I'm saying? All the reasons why you gave yourself why you don't believe in yourself, they're stupid. They're wrong. They're incorrect. Okay? If you can learn, then you should believe in yourself. Those should be equals. That should be the only reason that matters. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then everybody can arrive. We get there at different times, but everybody arrives at some point. Fair enough?
Right on.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's it, guys. So I'll do a small 5-minute Q&A just to wrap this up to see if I got anybody did I leave any holes or gaps in the training that now's your chance to point it out to me.
Yeah, leaders are readers.
Okay, that's a good statement. Anything about today's training that I left out that you feel is important? Anything that I should have included in the training today so that you can feel confident to go 777 all day long? Did I leave anything out?
Communicate with your sponsor.
Okay. All right.
I have a question, Ace. Yes.
We got Ruth Brown.
Ruth.
Hello, Ruth.
Hi. So I don't quite understand where do we get this $777 from?
Right.
To give.
All right, so it's math for you. So it takes 7 days to do it. Okay, so you're doing it's $111 for 7 days.
Okay.
Okay, so what you do is you start by giving them $1, and then they push pay now, and then the dollar comes right back to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
And then you send them $10, and then the $10 comes right back to you.
Oh, okay.
Right, and then you send them $100. This is like on a Zoom call with your new person.
Oh, I see.
And then they send the $100 right back to you. So you gave them 111. They're looking at their account. It shows that they've got a $111 coin sitting there in their account. That all happened because you did that, right? So they got 707. They'll end up with $777 of our coin after a week. But you triggered it by giving them the USDT to do it for 7 days, right? So they've received from you $770 over the course of 7 days, but it wasn't like its own little block. It wasn't like here's your 770. I got to go over here. Okay, here's another 700. I'm going to give you that. It's not like that. We're recycling the money.
I see. Okay, I understand now.
You get it?
I understand.
Yes. Very clear? Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
That's the magic of pool funding is this, right? That's the magic.
Okay.
That's
That's
abundance, All right, Pastor Carl, you got your hand up. Thank you, Ruth Brown.
Okay.
All right, grace and peace to everyone.
Grace and peace back to you.
Blessings to you, Pastor.
Good evening.
So with the recycling, and we are requiring them to within 7 days bring some at least one person in.
At least
So
one.
like so we have an A, B, and then the C has to come in. Now, as far as the B person, do they need to bring in that C that's going to come out of his pocket, or are they going to do the recycling with them also? That's why I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah, so the ideal situation is that you can train, train trainers to train trainers to train, right? Right? So basically the person that you brought in, hopefully they don't need 7 days before they're trained. Hopefully inside that 7 days, they can come up with their own $111 and then they duplicate what you've shown them to do, right? And they've got this video as training, right? So everybody will refer back to this video where you take notes and you watch it over and over again until you're really clear, right?
Okay.
So this is the core thing right here. This is the source. I'm the source. I'm the founder creator. So
Yes.
I'm the source of it. It's recorded forever, right? It's just like coaching, right? A lot of coaching, you don't get to meet with the coach live. You get a video course. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay, and I appreciate the fact that with our potentials, you said you make yourself available to do like a three-way or something like that. So I'll be checking that out. Thanks a lot.
absolutely, Pastor. And I've done it for you before, and I'll always do it for you. Okay.
Yes.
You're my
Thank you.
friend. You're my friend. All
Mhm.
right.
Oh,
All right. And then I thought someone else had their hand, but Crepton, go ahead.
Hold on here. Yeah, thank you so much for this
Hello.
wonderful presentation. It was so much fulfilling. It's making a lot of sense. So my question is, I think it's related to what the pastor asked. If I have the 110 and I start recycling it, maybe I'll have, say, I have the capacity to bring like 10 people. I'm recycling it. Then on the second day, third day, the other folks start pulling in their money, right? Using their money.
Yeah.
So
As soon as the person brings in one person, that's the time to have the conversation. You know what? This thing works much better if you use your own money instead of waiting for me to
yes,
provide every day. It's much better you have your own and then
yes, yes,
recycle it. And then that's duplicatable,
yes. So at the end of the day, our money to be a millionaire is in coins, not the real cash we get from these folks. Because
No,
since it's
that's not
recycled,
true. What you're getting is USDT. So the idea is if you follow the system, it will cash flow $1 million a year to you because you have $120,000 coming to you. No, take that back. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have $120,000 coming into your hands every month, but you're spending 30,000 of it to your sponsor every month in USDT, not our coin, in USDT. That leaves over $90,000 of USDT spendable cash that you can keep
that is if you're not recycling
on
it,
top
right?
of our coins, on top of the coins that you accumulate. In addition
Okay.
to
1,011 a day.
that makes sense,
Huh?
Crepton?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it because you are recycling.
Okay, so I hope you get it. We have lots of videos. If you go here, okay, let me share my screen. So everybody should go through the main training. I'll take everybody to the main training here. Okay, so the main training is right here on this page here. That's video 1 of main training. Video 2. This video 2 explains, exactly what I'm talking about. This is $3,000 a day in USDT that is spendable. And on top of it, you're getting coin, but on top of the coin, you're getting spendable money. $3,000 is spendable money. Okay. And then this explains the co-founder very, very well. Okay. This explains why we hold our coins instead of being itchy to sell them. Okay. We have these graphs. And then this one explains that if our nature as a team is that of collaboration, and we're not just competing against each other and beating each other up, that we come out way further ahead. So this is a call for collaboration over competition. and this should have been removed. It's already, this event's already been over, so that this will be removed. This area will be removed here soon. Okay. But this is the main training. All people that join should go through the training. And again, doesn't hurt to watch things more than once because $1 million a year is on the line, right? That should be motivation enough, right?
Let's master this thing.
Where are you located, Krypton?
Hello?
Yeah, where are you located?
I'm in Halifax, Canada.
Okay, Canada. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so we got a lot of Canadians here, so a lot of my favorite people here are from Canada. So yeah. All right. So yeah, okay, good deal. So I'm glad you're part of this. And again, if you don't know how to reach me, you can just go to Telegram. It's Bitcoin Ace 101. Okay. That's how you can get connect with me one-on-one on Telegram. That's the best way to reach me is on Telegram. I'm on there all day and night, all the time.
Ace,
Go ahead, Garfield.
I'm still waiting to get back into the Telegram group.
I know that's a personal problem that we've tried to figure out, but I just don't understand Telegram very well.
Neither do I.
That's something I haven't figured out yet. 'Cause I had to boot you out for a minute because you were misbehaving.
Yeah, I know.
Now you're being really nice. You're really behaving with yourself.
No, because my eyes was wide open. My eyes are always wide open, and I see things fast.
There you go. Anyway, my intention is to get you back in the group. So if there's anybody in here that can, assist me on figuring out how to bring someone that out. Plus, I think it'd help me if you turn your thing back on where I can add you. I think the problem I had is it said that the referral link. I had to send you the referral link, and it's blocking you. But I think you could turn that switch on where you're allowed. Other people can add you to groups. Turn that on, and then it might make it easier. We'll try that out.
Hey, Hunter.
Yes.
You know Telegram well?
Semi well.
Okay, one day we can probably get together and we go through my setting because I still can't figure what setting that is.
But the good news is that I didn't block you personally, so you still had direct access to me. You still do, right? It was just the group. All right, so that's the good news. We'll get it sorted out on the group soon enough. All right. Anyway, anybody else have any questions? Anything else?
Yeah,
guys?
Ace, I got another question. This in the thing where it said distributed funds. What exactly does that mean?
Well, basically, the idea of having coins in an account where it seasons is that you're not actually you don't have access to use those coins if you wanted to, right? We're not encouraging anybody to use coins right now because it's kind of premature, but having the power to use coins, we want to give that to you, and on the 91st day, that's when you get the coin. So distributed means it went from the account over to your wallet, MetaMask, so the coin that were allocated on what you purchased on that particular day, on the 91st day, it goes from your account over to your wallet.
Yeah, but it's like I look at my wallet, it's like I don't see an increase, so that's why I'm confused with that.
Well, it's very subtle, these increases. We're talking by like 0.00 and some kind of number after that. So if you've got like something like a 0 point something, and then you might not notice it because it's just adding little tiny numbers. But you can go to the blockchain. The evidence of distribution is on the blockchain, and no one can change that. I can't change that. You can't change that. Once it's on the blockchain, it's forever. So we give you the link in the distribution. Let me show it to you here. The proof that we sent the coin to you is on the blockchain, and that's available to the public. Anybody can go in the blockchain and look. So if I go to PFI received, I can click on any one of these links here, and it takes me to the blockchain. I'll just randomly pick that one. There you go. So this is BSC Scan. I don't own BSC Scan website. That's the Binance website, right? They paid for it, right?
Yeah.
And here's the transaction. That it says this much PFI was sent. Okay, so that much PFI was sent. Okay. 0.000252267. But if I'm watching my balance in my wallet, I might not be able, I'm not, that's just such a small little, tiny piece of what I've got in my wallet. I probably wouldn't recognize the difference, a small amount, but the proof that it was sent is on the link. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that more clear now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, excellent, guys. I think excellent training. Can you guys give me a score in the chat today? How well I performed?
did good.
10 being the highest, 1 being I did a terrible job today. So
Zero.
give me a score of 1 to 10 in the chat. How did I do today on training you guys?
Hey, so I'm giving you a 10. I'm 10.
Excellent.
Thanks for coming up with this strategy, this 777. It's exciting.
The 7-7, I like that. Isn't that in the Bible? 777.
That was the perfect number.
It's an angel number, yeah.
It was God's number.
All right. I see a lot of 10s. Thank you. I appreciate the 10s. And I know some of you never give anybody a 10, and some of you gave me 9s because you don't give anybody a 10. I get it. It ain't a perfect world. And nobody is perfect, especially this guy right here. Okay. But yeah, I appreciate that. That's very encouraging.
Ace, I give you a plus.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Make up for it.
So listen, this is a training worth watching over and over and over again, because I guarantee just the first time you're here live and the energy you're having your day and the stuff that's going on around you, the second time you watch it, you'll probably get twice as much out of what you got here in the training the first time being here live. And if you took really good notes, you can refer back to your notes and kind of follow along on your note taking. And I don't ask you to take notes very often. I'm not like that school teacher that demands that you take notes. This is one of the few times I do that, but it's because I'm trying to get your risk down to zero. I want you guys to take advantage of this special strategy to give away money, right? But I want your risk in the process to be zero. That's why this training is so important. And I want to stop you guys from giving away the farm. Okay, stop giving away the farm. Let's
Get somebody
real,
in your downline.
Okay. All right, guys.
Ace, you said right. The way I was talking about doing it on Facebook is doing it and say last earlier about the way I put what I posted. But then when the person asked me how, I was going to send it to them, message them instead of post it where everybody can see it. See the answer.
Where do you live at? Do you live in a box and you can't get out, or do you go outside sometimes?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I don't move about. I don't move around that much because medical problems.
Okay, got it. I mean, all right. Do you have any other living human beings coming to your within 2 or 3 feet of you ever in a day? Does that happen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Facebook would be my last place I would go if I were you. I would start with the people that are coming within your bodily space. Definitely start there. Because if you're in a position to give away money, why wouldn't you want to give some to them?
Well, when I talk to a lot of them, they go Ponzi, it's Ponzi, and I try to tell them the job they do is a Ponzi.
How's it a Ponzi if I'm not asking you for money? If I'm giving you money,
giving you money.
It's like if I again maybe they think you've lost your credibility. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But that could be your preamble, maybe I've lost all my credibility with you, but I'm finally in a position I can give money to you and I would like you to receive it. Are you open to that? Right?
Yeah.
You could just shoot their objection down with saying, maybe I've lost complete credibility with you, but now I'm finally in a position I can give away money. I'm in a position to give money away. And are you open to receiving,
Yeah.
And if they say Ponzi, it's like, oh no, I guess I'm not the one with the problem. You're the one with the problem, because now anybody who says that it's a Ponzi by giving away money, right? Me giving you money as a Ponzi, that would mean that you're the retard in the two of us. You know what I'm saying? So you're the one that's got a mental condition. So Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, some people aren't going to get it. So it just depends on who you're
Yeah, it
talking
takes a while.
Yeah. But again, if again, that's what I said about the fear and the love, right? And when you're over here
Mhm.
on the love side, you're already thinking about the people that you're closest to anyway. Who do I love the most in this world? I want to get them in on this.
I love
Maybe, maybe
me the most.
well, it's a good place to start, you know, but then you go from there. Anyway, so thank you, Garfield. I'm gonna just cut you short there, and we don't want this
Thanks
to
for your
be
phone, Ace.
a 2 hour thing, okay? All right. So that's good, guys. Let's go ahead and how do I want to do this?
You're still recording.
I know I'm recording. I just want to wrap it up. How about we say I love giving away money? How about we have everybody just unmute and say I love giving away money?
I love giving away money.
I love giving away money.
Nothing better than giving away money.